Uh, it's great to hear Andrew Peters' name called out on the activity call in whatever context. Okay, well, welcome to our Builders Call. This will be the last time we do this call on this particular conference call code. There's a reason why I separated them. So we're going to go to one code, which is the one we do on Tuesdays for all these calls. Okay, but you do got to look at them, make sure they're the same. There may be another reason, like we're on someone else's Zoom call, so that might be a reason why it could be different. But anyway, you always got to track it. Don't assume anything. Okay, but from now on, the Builders Call will be on the same Zoom call line as our Tuesday agency call. So that's our announcement. Well, I'll tell you what, gang. App count's going up. We are definitely seeing that. You heard that on the activity call, and I'm kind of feeling it too. I've got some new agents writing apps. Some of them, their first apps. I'm going on their first appointments. We've got stuff going in there. One thing that I want to make sure you guys understand is that when you submit an app, don't assume that it's going to get to the insurance company. You got to call the insurance company and make sure that they're working it. You know, there could be some disconnect somewhere in the process when you scan and email your apps to us, to Danielle, and then she BCRs them. She digitally transmits them. And sometimes that transmission doesn't go through. And we don't have a confirmation. Sometimes the only confirmation is when you call the carrier to make sure it's there, okay? So, and then the CFG situation with e-apps, they're not reporting that the e-apps have been received. And so you're gonna have to, yeah, Transamerica. That's a whole nother story. You have to make sure that on the CFG e-apps that you confirm that they actually received your electronic app, which it seems kind of stupid, right? But you're not going to get a confirmation. In fact, there's some message traffic that went back and forth regarding CFG. Let me see. Since CFG switched over to new products, they updated their products. There's no feeds from them. I have 2 applications with them and can't even see them on their website. And then this is another response to what Patrick sent to Bob. Yes, that too, no emails from them on anything yet. One of the policies supposedly issues today. So we'll see if they even report it to NAA next week. So, okay. So you got to be real anal about managing your business and making sure that everything is all kind of circled together and confirmed. It's a pain, but sometimes you just can't assume anything, man, anymore. Particularly with the changes that had gone on with the new apps and e-apps and everything like that. Then also Transamerica is an issue, always been an issue. The only reason now that you should write Transamerica is if the client has a Social Security debit card, an express card, and there's 1 or 2 conditions they cover full benefit from day 1, which I think, because I know Foresters now covers COPD from day 1. There's one condition, they actually do neuropathy. PlanRight does neuropathy for diabetics from day 1. So there's one other thing, I think it's Parkinson's. I think it's Parkinson's that you may have to do with Transamerica. So very limited use for Transamerica. They might be a little cheaper, depends. But beyond that, they're such a pain in the butt to work with. I would really avoid them if I could, okay? So anyway. Young people with mental disorders. Huh. Okay, I didn't know that. That's what Andrew says. Okie dokie. So let's talk about, in the email I sent out, it's like building a business to cover your nut. And that really speaks to what Andy was talking about. What do I mean by that? Financial pressure, like the financial pressure of paying your bills, right? When you don't have enough money to pay your bills, it's tremendous financial pressure. All you think about is, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay my bills? I mean, it becomes this engrossing thought in your mind that takes you off what you need to do to cover your bills, right? So the more you focus on your fear of not paying your bills, the more you don't focus on the things that you need to do to cover your bills. Okay, does that make sense? It's amazing how we focus on the emotional. And while that might be all well and good, it takes us off our game on focusing on what you have to do, the things you need to do on a daily, weekly basis. Okay, so let's talk about that. I'm going to kind of draw out some concepts here, and I don't know, maybe make you think a little bit on this idea, and really, it kind of gets to the core of why. There's the why and the how, like Andy talks about. All right, so I'm going to kind of draw together a number of different ideas, but we start with the why. Okay, why are you even on this conference call or this webinar? Why are you even here? Why are you even with the Alliance? Those are questions you have to ask yourself. What is it about this opportunity that makes you give up an hour or however long we're going to take, an hour on the activity call and then maybe an hour with me, 2 hours out of your day, right? Let's say you 16 hours. You got 16 hours, you sleep 8 hours. Okay. So out of 16 hours, so what is it? 2 hours, the activity call and this call, that's what, 2 divided by 16? I think it's 25%, right? Or not 25, 12.5%, yeah. So 12.5% of your day, okay? I mean, really, let's ask the question and let's figure that out, right? I mean, and everyone's going to tell me to make money. Yeah, right, okay, make money, certainly. I mean, you're not with us just to have fun, okay? I mean, our thing is have fun, make money, make a difference, okay? The reason why you're with us is to make money. The reason why you stay with us, okay, is you're making money and you're having fun doing it and you're making a difference doing it. All right. So there's that, you get in for this reason, but then you stay with us because you're doing all three of those things. That's kind of the compelling thing. And it's satisfying why you're with us. So, the making money part, okay, well, so what does that mean? Okay, so let's dig. What does that mean to you? Like you ever wonder in your previous occupations, I know I did all the time, when I was in a job and I'd be sitting, this was really bad when I was in the Amway business, because I'd be sitting at my job staring out the window on a Friday afternoon. And I'm looking, and where my office was, I was on a second floor of a 3-story building, and it overlooked 675 highway. And I could see the highway. And I'm just wondering, where are all these people going at 3 in the afternoon on a Friday, 2 in the afternoon on a Friday? I mean, they're obviously not working. Well, the truck drivers or whatever are, but I'm going, and I would look at these cars going by. It's like, what do they do to be free on a Friday afternoon. And here I am at work on my computer, working out some spreadsheet for the government, because I was a government contractor at the time. I'm thinking, there's got to be more to my life than sitting earning a paycheck as a defense contractor, you know. And certainly we did some great things for the Air Force programs that we supported. And, you know, I could look at that and say, you know, I did contribute, make a difference there, but it wasn't feeding my soul. It wasn't feeding what I was about. You know, I did get a chance to, because I always had an entrepreneur in me. It's just that being in a job, the 9 to 5, 8 to 5, you know, 8 to 8, was just so confining. You ever have that feeling where you feel like you're in a box and you just can't move? And I felt like I was in prison. You ever feel that way? And you look out the window and you're thinking, gosh, Lord, there's got to be something better than this. There's got to be something that you want me to do that's more than this. I feel this yearning. You know, that yearning in your gut that you can be so much more. There's so much more for you. And sometimes truly it goes beyond money. But there's maybe money involved. Like, you ever thought that, gosh, if I could only do this, but say made the same amount of money, I would do that, right? Those doubts in your mind of what track you're on in your life that makes you think, I got to do something else. And so the Alliance came into your life, whether it was a ZipRecruiter ad, whether it was someone calling you up and saying, hey, Bo, I think I got something for you. Or, you know, however you saw, you got called on your resume and someone said, hey, your resume came across our desk. Listen, are you still looking? Are you still open for looking for something, you know, supplemental to your job or something to replace your job? And you said yes, right? There's that point. So I want you to go back and I want you to think about, imagine that point when you heard someone ask you the question. So are you open? Or when you read it on an email, hey, we saw your resume, you're open to interviewing. And there was a point where you said yes. And then you saw what we do, selling life insurance, annuities, HMA, you know, the lead program for our life insurance and annuities, the health Visa card advantage, and just things like, wow, you said yes to that. So you said, yes, I'm looking to make money. I'm looking to make a change in my life. I'm looking for something. And then you said yes to how we make money, right? You said, yes, that looks good to me. And then, you know, the life insurance side, you said yes to, I'm going to get my life insurance license, okay? So when you think about where you are right now, listening to this, you made a series of choices, yes, 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 right? Andy Albright's offering you opportunities and you're saying, yes, sign me up, baby. So in your mind, there's something about this that you see for yourself. What is that? Why do you see it for yourself? Why do you think that you can do this? What is inside you that says, you know what? I think I could do this and I think I can fill in the blank, right? So, you know, we have opportunity to make money, and then the why, you know, change. You want to change your life. You want to change the trajectory of where your life's going to take you. Because here's one thing for sure. If you don't change what you're doing today, you'll always get what you got. If you're always going to stay with what you've been doing, you're always going to continue to have whatever you're going to have. And that's for good or for ill. You know, make money, change your life. What this offers you. Okay, so now here's what you're confronted with. You figure this out, then that's got to translate to do. What are you going to do about it? Now that you know why, and then you made the decision that the alliance is what you're going to, is how you're going to do it, okay, then you got to do the do. You got to do what it takes to do this. Okay, now this might seem very elementary, but you know what? Sometimes fundamental questions in your life are the most powerful questions. The questions that a young child asks that doesn't know anything, but they're pure curiosity with no agenda. You know, having that childlike curiosity, right? That has no agenda other than you looking at the man or woman in the mirror and answering that question. Okay. So the do is very simple. I mean, how hard is the do, even knowing what to do? Because we tell you how to do what we do a gazillion times in every type of way. Like my boot camp yesterday, my one night boot camp is getting better and better. I really like how I did it yesterday. I did it for Patrick's blowing up team in Austin, and then we had some of our agents on there. So it's kind of an out of cycle boot camp, and I loved how it turned out. I did it in 93 minutes. I'm trying to keep it to an hour and a half, but I did it in 93 minutes, and it was mega effective. And the way I'm teaching now, you know, I'm showing people according to the learning styles. Okay, so you got visual learners. Not everyone fits one particular category, right? But you got people that tend to have strengths in certain learning styles. You got the people that are really visual. They like to watch videos and they like to see graphs and charts. Then you got the people that are auditory. They like listening to things. They like listening to audio. They like they process information more in an auditory manner. You got people that like to read and write. They read it, they write it, they take a lot of notes, they read it, right? And then you got the kinesthetic people that got to feel it. They got to watch it. They got to do it and then get coached. And they got to, you know, and I was thinking when I'm teaching my boot camp, I'm looking at all the ways that the Alliance makes available to you according to your teaching style. We got a tremendous video training program under Alliance University, right? And then a lot of those videos have worksheets that you fill out to fill in the lines. So the worksheet idea and downloads of the PowerPoints, you can read the PowerPoints. All those reading and writing people that learn that way have access to all those things. Product guides that you can download, you can read, right? Training PowerPoints, whatever. Okay, then the auditory, we got MP3s. Go to NA-TV. We got all the audios. You can listen to a video, like you can hit YouTube on your thing, the Alliance Media app. You can listen to all the conference calls that have been recorded on the Alliance Media app. So all you auditory people is just rich with that. And then kinesthetic people that need to experience and do, that's why we have hotspot meetings. Hotspot meetings are for those people. Ride-alongs, rally points for the phone calls. It's all very experiential. And, you know, now if you're not near a hotspot, there's some limitations, of course, with that kinesthetic idea. But, you know, the fact remains, we try to do our best with our hotspot meetings. We've got national conferences like the one coming next week. And so I am out of tickets. Patrick Connors is out of tickets. I have maybe one more source to get tickets, but right now, in fact, there's some that want a meal ticket. I got to refund her part of her money because the meal tickets were sold out off of Band. This is another advantage of being on Band app is you'll find out if there are meal tickets available. 17 were made available. Bam, they're all gone in an instant, right? I mean, just sold out. So, but I think we can still get it. I think we still get tickets, but I'm going to have to really dig. Anyway, the bottom line is We give you opportunities for the people that need to experience. So there's no excuse, no matter what your learning style is, that you can go get the knowledge and education. But this ain't no knowledge and education business. It's a do business. You know, what you do with it. Okay, so there's a gap, isn't there? There's a gap. There's a gap of, you know, so you've made the decision, you know what your why is, and then you decided that the how was the alliance and how we do what we do. Okay. So now, what do you have to do? Well, I mean, in my opinion, very simple. 20 to 25 appointments a week, you're going to be making 200,000 plus a year. You know, if you did 15 appointments a week, then maybe 100,000 a year. Okay. Now, if you're really bad at the numbers, placement, persistency, and quality, you're gonna have to do a lot more than these numbers to even eke out a living. And that's where, you know, that's your problem is you know what to do, but you're not doing what you know you need to do. You know, there's a lot of flaws in what you're doing, and we're trying to help you, but again, you can only help so many people. So when you match up your why, well, these things that you got to do, will that fit? Will that take care of your why, right? Booking appointments. And so this is where the disconnect is. The question is, why aren't you doing it? What is holding you back? There are a lot of excuses you could have. Everyone has an excuse, you know. You call them reasons. What do they call excuses? Something, a lie wrapped with something. Does someone remember what that saying is? An excuse is nothing more than something wrapped in a lie or whatever. I don't recall what that saying is. Someone chatted at me if you recall what that is, what an excuse is, right? So what is that for you? What is holding you back? What is preventing you? Okay, I'll list them all out because I know for myself these were things too. You know, typically, you know, so let's give it some life here. You know, what is that holds you back? Fear, right? You're scared. That's a real thing. I'm acknowledging that that's how you're feeling. You're afraid, okay? Maybe think that your own bet is a perceived lack of knowledge. You don't know what you're doing, okay? Right. And this is why we have all these conference calls and webinars in NEA University. I mean, is really you don't know what to do? Really you don't? You know, skill, knowing what to do and the skill behind doing that, skill's a different thing. We can coach you on skill. You know, I don't think the knowledge thing is as bad as all that, but I mean, it's what you perceive, not what I perceive, okay? An excuse is a lie wrapped in the skin of a reason. Excuse is a reason wrapped in a lie. There you go. Excuse is a reason wrapped in a lie. I knew there was something like that. Thank you. Thank you. Fear, knowledge, perceived lack of money. Right? Well, I don't have enough money for leads. I don't have money for this. I don't have enough money for recruiting. Don't have money for blah, blah, blah. You name the thing, you know. You name that lack. What is your lacking? Okay. I'm not good enough. Now we're starting to cut to the quick here. Don't believe, lack of belief. I'm not good enough. That's self-image. Maybe it's lack of belief. This is like, you don't think you can do it. Lack of belief in the system, lack of belief in the alliance, in what we're doing. Okay. What are other things? I mean, you can chat at me other things. I will pretend that it's not something that's holding you back, but what is holding others back. Okay, I won't attribute it to you. I know now no one's going to reply, right? No one's going to tell me. Lack of belief in the alliance. What are other things in your mind that's holding you back? Well, let's just start there, okay? So fear. You ever have fear? Yeah, fear, lack of focus. Yeah, that's a good one. Lack of focus. Yeah, there's all the fears. Failure, success. Lack of commitment. Yeah, that's the commitment one, man. That's a huge one right there. You know, it's interesting how when you think about marriage, for example, 55% divorce rate. Like everyone getting married, you flip a coin, right? Flip a coin. You know, whether they're going to make it or not. And it's interesting. And so they did a study. I read a book. I forgot what book it is. Study on people getting divorced. There are certain common traits between people that stay married and people that get divorced. And in fact, interesting results. And I think what skews the numbers up is that once you've had one divorce, your likelihood of having another divorce goes way high, right? I think that really speaks to lack of commitment. You know, and look, I'm not talking about those abusive husband or abusive wife, or I'm not talking about that. I mean, I'm just talking about two people come together. They believe they're going to spend rest of their lives together, and then half of them decide, no, the same for me. You know, and probably those other, you know, so maybe it's not 50%. You know, you take out all those other ones where it's abusive relationship, it's real dysfunctional. It's like, you know, whatever. You know, maybe the statistics are better, right? So when you look at all this stuff, everyone can fit under one of these categories. So my question then is, if you've identified what these are, right? We've identified them. See, the biggest thing in looking at a problem is identifying the problem that you have, that I have, okay? The problem that I have, okay? When I identify the problem that I have, then what do you do about it? See, in the sales business, you cannot sell a client if they have an excuse that you don't know about. You don't know what their objection is. How can you help them? How can you help them if you don't even know what it is? The worst salespeople are the ones that can't float that objection inside the client to where you can answer it. Okay? So if you want to get real with yourself, and you really, seriously, you know what these are for you. You totally know what these are for you, right? You totally know. And I think self-image is a huge aspect of why these things can be big in your life, why they can loom so large that it holds you back from doing what you know you need to do, okay? And we work on this all the time. Everything in our system is about building your self-image. You can build your belief, right? And when you build your belief, you're going to take more action. When you take more action, it'll cure your fear. right? All these things, when you look at all of these things, they are a veil, aren't they? They're a veil. How do I know they're a veil? How do I know? How do I know that these are just, you might think they're a rock wall, but these are like, you can push through it. It's like, oh, that was nothing, right? That was nothing, okay? Well, we know that other people have gone through, have walked down the road that you're walking down, okay? Other people. And you see the results of what these other people are doing today when they're successful. But what you don't see is when they were suffering from this, what they did to get out of that. When you come to the national conference, one of the most important questions you can ask is not, Brant Swindell, what do you do to make, 40 grand to issue pay 40,000 a month? That's not relevant because you can barely make a phone call. You can barely pick up the phone. You're like shaking. You get the most dollars you ever make in a week is like 35, 40. Now, if you're Mark Hutchinson and can turn in 10,000 on making 40, 50 dials, well, God bless you. But I dare say that a lot of you are all brand new, that you're just like shaking, and all you can do is pick up the phone and concentrate for only about half an hour to make 15 dials, and then you're done. You're just like emotionally exhausted, okay? You don't need to be asking Brant what he does to do 40,000 a month. The question you need to ask Brant is, Brant, when you got started, what was the biggest thing holding you back? And then what did you do to overcome that? Everyone has an answer. Everyone has an answer to that question. It's like when you first got in, what was your thing that held you back? And then how did you overcome it? Everyone has their story. Everyone has their thing. This is the most important. That's why I'm excited. Maybe I'm talking to you all that are coming to the national conference. This is an important question. And I don't care what it is here. You're going to find someone that wasn't really committed. Lack of focus, whatever the case may be. And when you peel this back, lack of commitment comes from lack of thinking that you can stick to something. And that, so you peel it back and it's like, you don't really have a good why. You don't have a strong enough why to be committed, right? When I look at marrying my wife, Ginny, it just wasn't a contract to get together and then we can combine our taxes and file as a couple. It wasn't a transaction. It was a sacrament. It was sacramental. It was a vow, right? It was a vow. Now, how seriously you take vows in your life, sometimes that wanes, whatever. But I looked at it as a sacramental. The why I wanted to spend the rest of my life with this woman. And I wanted to spend the rest of my life beyond the romantic emotion. After the romantic thing's gone, all of a sudden we've got a family, and then our family's growing up, and then we'll be empty nesters. And then I got to remember, I still like this person. I still want to hang out with this person until we're 90 or 100 or whatever, I look at that as my reason why that overcomes the lack of commitment, Anyway, so those of y'all coming to the conference, this is the most important question you ask because you're all somewhere in this, stuck in here, right? So yeah, the other thing too, like books. So Brant, what are you reading right now? It's like, no. Brant, on the How Did You Overcome, did a book help? Was there a book that really helped you? You know, because you got to troubleshoot that. If you don't troubleshoot that, I'm not your psychiatrist, man. I'm just here to ask you questions to overcome it. And I suffer from them too. Okay, so I'm not talking about anything like I'm on this like platform, like I've got my own junk, okay, that I'm trying to overcome, right? And so getting back to practical, like, okay, so I talked about sales, 25 appointments a week. To me, that's what, 2.5 days. 2.5 days. And then a couple days of dialing the phone. This is probably about, 10 hours plus, maybe a little more than 10 hours of dial time. Okay, very simple. Do this. Why don't I have money for leads? Okay, we'll get you a stack of bonus leads, a stack of old leads. But Alex, I keep dialing these old leads. I'm just so tired. I'd rather just, get some money so I can buy A leads because I'll be more effective on A leads. Oh my gosh, dude. If you aren't willing to pound the phone on old leads to book appointments and make sales, then why would I ever trust you to get A leads? Why would you even trust yourself to get A leads? 25 sits? No, not 25 sits. I said book 25 appointments. You're probably going to sit down on about 12, 13, 14, 15. Then out of those, you're going to get what you need to get. But here's my point. You're going to get a result. And the next week you book 25, you're going to get another result. And we're going to tweak you. And we're going to tweak you fast because you're in fast mode, right? You're in fast activity mode. You know what I mean? You're in Megan Wood mode. So we're going to teach you to get the results, but we can't steer a parked car, right? We can't steer a parked car. So, hard to get you there. So on the recruiting side, here's what a lot of people think first. Well, Alex, I'm going to get this right first before I do this. I'm going to get that right first before I do that. That's so funny. It's so funny to me. Because Andy Albright didn't do that. I mean, really, Andy Albright didn't do that. He didn't do that, right? Okay, I hear what you're saying, but Alex, I got to show that I'm doing something. I want to be a great example. Okay, why do you have to be the great example? You ought to be, on your mind, you should be a great example. But why do you need to be the great example? Okay, do you see what I just said? You need to be a great example by going out there and hitting it. But why do you need to be the great example? See, this speaks to ego. This is your ego speaking, right? Because you don't need to be the example. We got plenty of examples, right? We got plenty of examples to point to. So really, I just took that excuse away. So now what is your excuse? Probably one of these right here, right? Why do you need to be the great example? We got a bunch of great examples. So the recruiting side, here's my opinion. I think if you're contracting 10 direct to you, you are in the game. 10 direct to you, you're in the game per month. You're in the game. Now, am I going to like go crazy if you're doing 5? I don't care, man. I don't care if you do 0. Okay, I'm trying for you to decide what you want to do. What do you want to do? 10 direct, 5 direct. Here's the thing for sure, is that when you're doing this on a monthly basis, you're going to find one person. Could be more, but you're going to find one person that no matter what you do or say, they're going to do this thing with or without you. You're going to find someone who duplicates the system and you just get the heck out of their way. And they're going to do something. But here's what that one person will do for you, is they will cause you to do this part. The reason why I believe you need to recruit, why I need to recruit, is it forces you to become a better person. I became a better father when I started having children. Okay, think about what I just said. When you don't have any kids, you're not a father. You're a father when you have kids. But when I start to have children, man, oh man, things changed. It forced me to put myself in a position, right? Here's also, I think about this all the time when you're thinking about relationships and parents and all that, is that your commitment, when you do find someone, will naturally increase. Should naturally increase. If you're a person of any kind of integrity, you're going to want to get better. So recruiting will help you want to be better for the people that you're recruiting. That's a beautiful thing, man. Again, if you're a person of integrity, if you lack integrity, then it doesn't matter. You know, so I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the person with integrity. This is why you recruit. This is another reason why you recruit, because it forces you to be in a position of becoming better, becoming a better leader, a better producer, a better person. It forces you into that. And I think this is one of the most important, whether you're recruiting 1, 2, or 3 a month, or 10 to 20 a month. It's a powerful thing. You have no idea how powerful that can be. You know, when you're trying to help set an example of, even if you're in the process of growth, having someone there watching you, okay, and expecting to be at a hotspot meeting that they're at. All those things. Does that make sense? So, and this is not trying to get into numbers. I mean, I can go numbers on you. I'm just trying to get you into concepts. There's Andrew again, going into the how. Bo, how are you going to get someone to door knock an A-lead when they don't even know why they're doing this, or they've got fear? I know, because we're so attracted to the how. I am too. I mean, that's why I do boot camps, because our boot camps are really designed to do the how. Our boot camps, I mean, I don't address why on the boot camps. Boot camps have a very specific reason, and that's to get people up the ladder, the skill ladder, so they can get proficient, the proficiency, okay? Assuming they have a why. You know, I can teach you how to do an ERS till I'm blue in the face, but if you don't know why you'd even want to do an ERS, then, I mean, I'm wasting my breath, okay? So, anyway, does that make sense? Did I get a little bit too strong? I think I got a little too strong there. I apologize. I didn't mean to get too strong on that. I don't want to blow anyone out. For sure, I don't want to blow anyone out. But it's true. It is true. Okay. Have we kind of, does this help anybody? Does this help anybody? I want you to open up. That's why I'm very excited for you to come to the conference, because the conference is I'm going to erase these. I don't even like having these on my whiteboard. See, because God is no respecter of persons. So if you believe the way I believe, he created you with something in mind. He created you with, he has a dream for you to be the best version of yourself, to be the most complete servant, the most, impactful to other people. I've heard this, I've taught this for years, like 30 years. Heaven, I look at heaven as this, that heaven, should you get there, God's going to put you in this theater, and you're going to be in this nice comfy chair. He's going to give you some popcorn with butter and your drink, and I don't think there's diabetes in heaven, so you can and then he's going to say, well done, good and faithful servant. I trusted you in small things, and you did what I want you to do, so I trusted you with large things. And here's your life. We're going to play the film of your life. And in the film of your life, what you're going to see are not the things you know about. You're going to see the things you don't know that you had effect on people. The things that rippled because you gave that homeless person a $20 bill. He took that money, and instead of buying alcohol, he went somewhere and he changed his life. And now look what he's been able to do. And because you made that nice gesture and compliment, that person got really, he was thinking about killing himself. But because you said something kind to him, he decided not to kill himself. And then look what he did with his life. And all the little ripples in your life and how you've interacted with people, whether in your mind it made any difference or not, whether you knew it or not, he's going to show you where your life made a difference. And you're thinking, wow, was that cool or what? I kind of look at heaven like that. Now hell, here's the way I look at hell. Hell is the person you are meeting the person you could have been. Right? Hell is the person you are meeting the person you could have been. Right? Unmet possibilities. That to me is hell. That to me is hell. Anyway, gang, for those of you coming to the conference, I am so fired up for you. I can't wait to see you. We're going to hug. We're going to have some fun. We're going to do a Night Owl Friday night. So this is where we get our team together, and we've changed it. We're going to be meeting after the Friday night main event conference is done. We're going to be meeting in the TWC room. So this is the studio that Andy does his TWC. The door is between the smaller, the meal area and where the buffet line is. So between the buffet line, you got to walk to the meal area. In that little alcove is the door to the studio. That's where we're doing our Night Owl. It's going to be tight. It's going to be really tight because it's going to be us, Patrick Connors and Kyle Cater's teams. And we're going to try to cram, 60 people in there. Now, some of you are going to be tired and you're going to want to go home. That's okay. Really, that's okay if you don't show up. I know you'll be tired and you want to go to sleep. That's cool. But we're going to have some fun at our Night Owl. And so I just totally recommend you come out and meet the other folks on our team. The Friday night session is going to be jamming. It's going to be, you're all going to be on a high. And we're going to recognize people. It's going to be mega positive, and we're going to do some things. So really looking forward to that Night Owl. So put it in your calendars. Friday night after the main function's done. It will be so much fun. I promise you. We are, anyway. And, the HMA guys and gals, National Prosperity is going to be there. The people that run HMA are going to be there. And I think we're ordering more supplies. So there might even be brochures and supplies there at the Alliance for you to take with you. I think that's what we're trying to do. So, we're totally out right now. You can't order them, but I think actually that they might even have some there that they're not going to send out, but they're going to reserve it for the people coming to the conference. Okay. Um, so, man, even if you are not on the life insurance side, I think you still need to come. So I took the ticket thing off my store. So you're going to have to contact me if you want a ticket, and contact me if you need a roommate, if you need a ride. We'll see what we can do to find people that for you to ride with to come on out. We don't want anything to prevent you from taking advantage of this tremendous opportunity, gang. So anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing you all there. God bless, man. Thanks for being on my call. And let's rock it. Let's rock it this week. Remember, today's Friday. You can book appointments for Saturday. Saturday, you can book appointments in the morning for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Like, do not be unrelenting, right? Action cures fear. Action cures fear. Man, get on the phone. Show me, don't snow me. All right, man. God bless everybody. Take care. Thanks for being on.